I just wanted to check in real quick. Marlena Alvarez asked a phenomenal question recently on what is my favorite book on leadership, and my response is this, and I'll try to be as succinct as possible. My favorite book is actually two books, and it's a principle. It's actually my favorite principle of leadership, and the reason is this. So Marlena asked, what's my favorite book on leadership and coaching? And I don't think a lot of young people understand the difference between leadership, coaching, consulting, or counseling. There's a lot of differences. I remember I found myself in a meeting one time with a group of people, and I'd been known as a leader. I was sitting with this couple and realized we're in a counseling session, and I was horrible at it, and I failed miserably. And that taught me a lesson that, wow, I'm probably a good coach, I'm probably a good leader, I'm probably not the greatest counselor. Let me get to Marlena Alvarez's question. She asked, what's my favorite book? First and foremost, I think we have to have a good working definition of leadership. And for me, one of my favorite definitions comes from John Maxwell, the book, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And the principle, the definition of leadership that he uses is leadership is influence. And the quote that goes along with that, if you think you're a leader and no one's following, you're really only taking a walk. And so I thought, man, that's super convicting. So it really bears witness with me that if you think you're a leader, I'm a thought leader, I'm an influencer, but like no one is tracking with you, you're really just, you might be brilliant, you might be a genius, but you're not a leader. A leader is leading someone somewhere. And more importantly, a leader is leading someone somewhere to where you know how to go. If you're an influencer, you're influencing people to go somewhere. I can't claim to lead you up the Appalachian Trail if I've never been or I don't have the resources to do that. But then the second half of Marlena's question was about coaching. And coaching is very pragmatic. You don't have to be the best in the world to be able to coach someone. You do need to actually exude leadership in order to teach other people to lead, but you don't necessarily have to be the best in the world. Case in point, Tiger Woods used to be one of the best golf players in the world, and he still probably is when he's on his game, but he's always had a swing coach. Why is that? A coach. You can coach somebody because you can learn how to be an objective third party and learn nuances of human dynamics and not exactly know everything about the topic, but you can watch for flaws and coach people. I don't recommend not knowing the topic, but I'm saying you don't have to actually have been there. You don't have to be, Tiger Woods' coach doesn't necessarily have to be someone who was the best in the world before him. It could just be someone who has a good eye, understands human temperament. So my second book recommendation, my first book recommendation is 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell for the definition of leadership. My second favorite book on coaching is Sell Naked on the Phone by Joe Pici. That's P-I-C-I. The reason I love this book is this. If you're in leadership for 5 minutes, you've probably heard of the DISC temperament system, and it's super powerful. And if you've put it to use and you've kind of watched situations, you say, wow, this is pretty accurate. DISC is absolutely powerful. However, most people never get beyond theory. They never actually try to understand what are the trigger words for each temperament. And have I experimented with people to see if I can't help influence, lead them to the goal they want by modifying language, by modifying my body language, by modifying my trigger words. So I encourage you, find a friend, go grab the book, Sell Naked on the Phone by Joe Pici, read the book, understand the temperaments, and then put yourself in the situation where you have to guess a temperament and then modify your body language and your approach with that person and then observe, did I help them get the result they said they wanted? Be honest with yourself and you will know a gauge of how much of a leader and coach you are.